Welcome back to Jameson Run. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to be working on the old 1976 square body, the old GMC dump truck here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on fabricating new supports on the side of the bed. So let me show you what we're doing here. On the bed, definitely needs a little love, little TLC here. A little bit hard to see, but you can see that it's rusting through right here. And I think the reason for that is if you look under here, you can see that the top of this really was never welded shut. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, but moisture definitely gets in there. And then whenever it rains, it gets in this side here that wasn't welded. So you have two beads of weld, one here, and then of course all the way along the bottom. But that let moisture in, and you know, over the last 30 some years, of course, these guys here are getting a little soft and they're starting to rot out. So we just want to go ahead and take care of that. I mean, that one's not horribly bad, but this one over here, you can see it really is not holding on to much. So we have 1, 2 on each side, and we're gonna continue that. We're gonna need to do a little bit of work on the back tailgate here as well. We'll get to that. But we have fabbed one of these pieces in here so far, and I need to just kind of hammer that into place there, and it'll get a little bit tighter, and then we'll be able to fill these gaps for the welds with welds. We'll run a bead or two down the side here, clean that up, then we could tie it in. So that's the goal, just to put new ones of these on before we get some paint on it this summer here, whenever it gets nice and warm enough outside that we can do that. Yeah, so this one we notched the edges. This side over here looks like we're going to have to do that same thing. And we can actually lift up on this lip here a little bit just to let us slide it in there, because these new ones should be a little bit taller than the old ones. And that'll just give us a little bit more support. But you can see, whoo, man, not looking good. So it needs a little bit of love, but nothing a welder can't fix with a little spit shine here. So we'll get her stuck together. Hope you guys enjoy. Tape measure out in the rain last night. Whoops. Which would be really good. We need those corners, so I gotta get a better pry bar though. Definitely need a better pry bar. That ain't too bad. Oh yeah, let's be able to custom fab that in there with a little bit of welding. Alright, so we got two sides. We'll take a little stroll over, check out the other side here. Garage is a mess right now. It usually is when you're working on stuff. Alright. the angles and things we put on here worked out well. So, whenever you take a look at this, yeah, right here there's a little gap. We're gonna get that pushed in. Right there, that's like almost perfectly flush with the outside. So, should be able to clean all that up, fill that gap right in, get these tight, get these nice and tight to the sides, and just weld. Just do some welding. Might need a few different beads of weld. That's okay. That's okay. Most projects do. So, yeah, we're gonna get these in place. All right, so probably the right tool for this might be a die grinder, but I'm using a Dremel. We're just trying to get into the corners right here where we still have a little bit of that paint. This stuff's looking pretty good here. It's pretty clear, pretty clean, but trying to get into these corners where our brackets here are gonna fit into, just so we can get a little bit cleaner weld there. And again, this is, you know, more along the lines of farm welding, as I call it, than professional welding. But you know, we're gonna have really good clean welds along here, here, and all the way along, except for in these corners. Just nature of the beast when you're working on something that's already, that you're not building from the ground up. So we'll do the best that we can. Yeah, here we go. Went around and I kind of touched up on the other ones here, so the other ones look pretty good. The next step is this evening we're going to go ahead and put those brackets up in there, and then we're going to start the welding process. I noticed on the old ones they used to be welded just along the top here, from the top, and then just a portion on the bottom, solid on the bottom, but portion here and here, but this was left open. I think on our new ones what we're going to do is we are going to weld solid down the sides, and my hope with that is to keep the moisture out where the rain would come normally as you're driving, but still leave the tops open underneath this so there's room for it to breathe somewhat. We don't want it to rot out again, you know. I guess I can't be ashamed if it rots out again in another 35, 40 years, but still, if we can make it 50 years, better yet. Double checking the fit there, it looks pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my grinder, and I'm just going to clean this edge here. I mean, I know this is brand new steel, but still I like to polish that edge up just a little bit in case there's a little bit of film or a little bit of oil on it to keep the metal from rusting. So I like to just clean that edge up, then we'll put it on there and tack it in place. I'll be using my Lincoln MiG 180. Yeah, use a 75-25 shielding gas. And 023 wire. I could use an 035. I just don't have it in the machine right now, so we'll just change the settings a little bit to make it work. Here we go. A lot of people laugh at me for this thing here, call it the old goat beard, but it's just a pair of blue jeans that I had, cut them up and I taped them on front of my welding mask, and you would be surprised how much welding fumes and debris and spalling and things that keeps off of me and out of my lungs. Worth every second of time to do it. So, put a couple tack welds. There's one there. I'm gonna get one in this back corner. You can see it flexes still a little bit. And tack welds are not meant to be structural. They're not meant to be anything other than just to hold it in place. So we're definitely gonna have some filling back here because this doesn't fit quite tight on that front piece, but we're gonna have to run a few beads on the back side on the existing bed wall, and then we'll just bring that out to meet there. Right side of this piece here, we had a big gap, so I decided to just use a piece of steel, and I used actually an old Allen key just as basically filler rod. But we got the right side of it done here. Get you in close, you can check it out there. So yeah, not a bad weld, but it's just the right side of it. So we got that right side in there, and we're gonna start on the left side here. So yeah, got the right side in. We're gonna weld on the left side. Of course, I'm not gonna get my fingers too close to that because it is screaming hot right there. But yeah, we're gonna weld that left side, and then if we have to, we can pull the two puddles together and continue that down. But hopefully we'll be able to do it in one pass. Not super pretty here, but seems to have come together okay. We're gonna bring it down here. We're gonna clean up that bottom just a little bit there. I think we were catching a little bit of paint and some spalling falling from the top there. So we're gonna clean that up, and then we're gonna continue with this weld around. We're gonna start over here on this side as well. This was the promo one that we started with very first off. We ended up making these bottoms just a little bit longer, and we ended up not cutting these edges off on the rest of them. So I still need to find another piece to fill in here, like I did the other side. Then we'll be good on this one. All right, guys. So this is the final welds on it for me, at least. Zooming in there, real big weaving weld on the top there. Back down, you can see the start of the Allen key there. So didn't get that perfect, but we have two different passes on that. I know on the camera this looks like it's a whole, it's not, just the shadow of the flashlight there, but follow that down. Got the bottom all welded up, and yeah, here we go along the outside of it. So that should definitely be a little bit stronger than something like this side here. We're gonna let that cool off. We got some other things to do, so we'll come back to it. We've got the second brace welded in there. Sorry, my flashlight's kind of bright there, but yeah, second one's welded in. Got a nice weld on it going down here and across the bottom. So got that all set in place. Now we're gonna take a trip over to the other side and get those started. terrible weld on that guy there. Ran it right down, nice and easy. Yeah, we're gonna kind of work it along the bottom. It's kind of deep in that back corner there, but we're gonna maybe throw a bead down the bottom or see if we can get that to kind of follow out here. See what we can make happen.